Hi, this is Emily Ionelli of T-Girl Angel, and I just wanted to do a video. I actually haven't really done many impromptu videos in a while, so I thought that I would kind of just give a little synopsis of what's going on in my life right now and how things are going. Um, I'm actually doing a show on Friday at a bar club in Oakdale, Shaker's Pub. I was invited to perform uh, through a friend who's actually organizing this event, and it's coinciding with Valentine's Day, and it's also empowering women. So I'm very excited to be a part of that, and I think it will be very special because I struggle to be true to who I am as a transgender woman, and I like the idea of being involved in an event for empowering women. Um, I am very much fond of my friend who is very supportive of me. She's very understanding and accepting, and she's very sweet. Um, and I'm just grateful to be considered to be involved. I'm going to be doing some recitings of my poetry. I'm a spoken word artist, so I like to write poems and reflect and do various essays and short stories and just talk about life or things that come into my mind. Um, I'm very much into free association with writing. Whatever comes into my mind, I just let the words flow, and usually um, it just is natural for me, and I like it. It's evolved over time, my writing style. Sometimes I can be repetitive. It's not intentional, but you know, there's only so much you can write about. I write a lot about different issues, social issues. I write about autism awareness. I write about transgender issues. I write about suicidal uh, ideation and survivors of suicide. Coming from a family where suicide sadly is a part of our history. Um, and I write about life. I write about my own personal struggle with being a transgender woman. I write about raising a son who's on the autistic spectrum. I write stories. I write poems. I write essays. I write a lot of things. Whatever I write, usually I record. So I've created albums, which I'm excited about. And I'm actually working on a sixth album that hopefully I will uh, start the process to have it released on iTunes and Google Play and other digital sites. And I'm just, getting by. I'm not very fussy about things. I usually do my own little thing. I have a way to just zone out and just think and self reflect. It's easy for me now because I'm not working, I'm on medical disability, so I have a lot of time to write and think and reflect. I'm also involved in helping my family relatives who have come here from the Philippines. My wife has sponsored her family, so we're trying to help get the kids in school and get them situated to a U.S. lifestyle. So it's not an easy transition, and we're trying to do the best we can. You know, we have a modest house, so we can only do so much, but I'm trying to get them situated, and I'm trying to deal with my own problems. I guess, we all have problems. I have problems. I'm trying to help my son. He's coming home. I'm all excited actually. He's gonna be home for the winter break. He gets 10 days, so that'll be fun. And then we are going to do, get out, go to movies, go for pizza, uh, and do things that he likes to do. Um, and I just like to do things that requires self introspection. I guess I've been very reflective over the past few years since I started my transition from male to female. Um, it's not an easy thing. If you are transgender and you're on the fence as to whether you should transition or not, I think there are a lot of things you need to take into consideration. But I think the overall deciding factor for me personally was when I realized that if I didn't transition, I'd probably rather die. And that's when I knew I had to do it. I had prolonged my transition way too long. I'm very happy I married and I have a son, obviously. If I transitioned before I married, I'd never have that. So I'm very happy about that. But I feel that I could have probably transitioned 10 years earlier, maybe even 15 years earlier. I feel like I was robbed of my right to be a woman. And I just wish that I had that opportunity. You know, I want to be a woman. I always did. And I feel happy. There's something about when you are true to who you are as a person. There's a real sense of completeness. Now, I'm not completely transitioned. I'm not yet um, ready to do SRS, which is considered a very major part of transitioning. Uh, do I want to do SRS? I would like to. Can I afford it? Not really. And I don't know any doctors that would take insurance up front rather than payment. So surgery for me is not really likely. But sure, I'd like to have surgery. I don't know uh, if it's ever going to happen. But in my case, it's not the end of the world, even though I would like it. And I would like to have surgery for my voice. Sure, I would love to have a more feminine voice. And I just think that a lot of people don't really understand what it's like to be transgender. They don't really get it. And that's what bothers me is that we are judged too critically. And the reality is that we're just like you. We're just like everybody else. We just want to be happy. And if you break it down, that's what anybody, if you ask anybody, that's what they will say. They want to be happy. You know, they want success, they want material things. But overall, they just want to be happy, content. And by my transitioning, I am more happier. I feel more happy with who I am, more comfortable. Because after all, when all is said and done, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, that's who I am, I can say that. But when I was living in the male role, I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to me. I didn't look the way I wanted to. I didn't dress the way I wanted to. I was living pretend, you know? I was not happy. And, I mean, I can show you pictures. I have a few, but, it's just like, like here. See? That's me as a guy and as a girl. And here's another picture. Do you see that? See that? That's me as a guy and as a girl. So I didn't identify properly as a guy. I wished that I was comfortable. Here's another picture I like. See? That's me. That's how I feel, That's who I am. Here's another one I like. That's me, Emily. See that? I love being a girl. Because I am a girl. Should I be ashamed? No, of course not. I'm very happy as a girl. I've always identified as a girl. Here's another. I think I showed this one, but in case I didn't. See, that's me. It's just something that I've always known. I knew I was a girl at the age of 3. See? And I was very much, I just knew it, I couldn't change what I was. It was something that I knew, it was obvious. See that? It was very obvious. And I think that many transgender girls or transgender guys, they go through a lot. It's a lot to deal with, and you have to get medical evaluations, psychological evaluations. You don't just go on hormones. You have to do a lot to provide proof that you are indeed a girl, in my case, or a guy in a transgender guy's case. I've always identified as a female, and I always felt like I was a girl, and I was always feminine, even though I hid that. And I masked it, obviously I masked it by pretending to be macho and though trying to be as masculine as I could. But in reality, I was not very masculine at all. I could throw a baseball, and I could go to school and study mechanical engineering, but there were a lot of girls in my classes as a mechanical engineering student, so it doesn't really matter. Girls, too, are technically inclined. And girls can throw a baseball, so even though I threw that well and I could study in the lab and do well in calculus, it really didn't matter, male or female. But I know in my heart what I am. It's a girl. And I have nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to hide. I hid all my life, and there's no point to it. Why do you want to hide? Why don't you want to be happy, you know? I know there are so many people who live in the closet. I lived in the closet all my life until I decided I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to come out. It was either come out or kill myself. And I couldn't because I have a son. I've transitioned now. I'm into my third year, going into my fourth. So I'll be 4 years transition in September, living as a female. But I started hormones in June. So technically, I'll be 4 years transitioning with hormones in June of 2016 and living full time as a woman in September of 2016. So that will be my 4 year anniversary. So I'm kind of amazed that it's already 4 years, gonna be 4 years, since I decided that I was going to live out my dream to become a woman. And I'm a very, very happy woman to say that. Uh, I love wearing dresses, as you can see. I love having my breasts, and I love my figure, you know? I love having a girl's figure. See? Wee. And it's like, you know, I couldn't dress like this as a guy. I couldn't be uh, girly and feminine and be my true self, you know? I like shoes, you know? These are my shoes. I love shoes. You know, Mary Jane's. You know, I've got lots of shoes. And they're fun, you know? I love to shop. I even like to shop. You wanna know what I like? I like to shop. I like Venus, you know, buy girl swimsuits. You know, isn't this cool? Like, you know, I like clothes. I love clothes. Let's see, what is on here? What do they have? You wanna see? Look, bathing suit season coming. See? Isn't that cool? I love a girl's bathing suits. The only thing is I need to have surgery so I could wear one of the bikinis. I could wear a swim dress, but can't wear a bikini. I wish I could. They're beautiful. Girls and the clothes. See? And you see my name says, what does it say? It says Edward Emily. Emily. That's my name. I use Emily. And then I've got, oh, I like this one. That's really cool. The girls are sexy. I want to be sexy like that. See how beautiful they are? That's what I want to be, a girl. I want to be a girl like that, feminine and have a beautiful body. See that? All these girls, you just can't stop watching them. They're so beautiful, sexy. They are gorgeous girlies. I love being a girly girl. Look at that girl. See that? Isn't that hot? So I just like to, I love to shop. Girls shop. I love to shop. Let's see, I'm looking at some of these nice pictures. Here's a pretty girl. See that? Isn't she pretty? She's pretty. And I love her outfit. She's gorgeous. She's so gorgeous, I want to look at her again, you see? Isn't she gorgeous? All the girls are. Oh wow, look at that. Now that, she's really pretty. And her outfit too. It's nice, right? Let's see what else. Oh, look. See, when I was a guy and I was cross-dressing, as they say, I'd have all these magazines. And my mother would ask, why you got these girl magazines, you know? I had to like lie and say, oh, I don't know. I don't know. But I like to look at the girls. But I really like the clothes too. You see that? Look at that girl. Look at her shape. Now that is a really feminine girl. Beautiful. Oh wow. Isn't she gorgeous? So pretty. Oh look, nice jeans with the... Now that is some act. That's an act hard to follow. Look at here too. Woo. Sexy. She looks like a California girl. It's very pretty. Nice. I always like shopping at Venus. Oh, she's gorgeous. Isn't she gorgeous? She's gorgeous. Right here, she's gorgeous. She's pretty too, but she's gorgeous. Oh, she's really nice too. So is she. All of the girls. See, and oh, nice. Isn't she pretty? She's beautiful. See, I love these girls. Beautiful, huh? And, you know, I like to be a girl. I like being feminine. I like showing my female side. I always felt that way. You know, and I can't help the way I feel, you know? It's like, it's just the way it is. Here's a picture of me when I was little. It's not that big, but you can kind of see it. You see? I was a little boy there. And me now as a girl. Yeah, I was kind of cute. I was very shy. Actually, at that age, I was dressing in girls' clothes. This I like. And that's a nice picture. These are actually some of the readings I'm going to read at my poetry reading. This is called A Message. This is called Beautiful Boy. This is called Music is Music. This is called The Band That Is Me. I like that dress and that picture of me. Actually, that's the same dress that I'm wearing now. This is called Stunning, with my picture that I really like. This is called Precious Heartbeat with my shy pose. And I'm wearing a blouse there, like a sweater blouse. It's called Precious Heartbeat. And this is called Make Them Happy with my picture. And this one is called, oh, this is a good one. This is called Jasmine Tea. Jasmine Tea with nice pictures of me as a guy and as a girl. And this is called Intricate. And that's with my picture. I think I showed that one already. This one is called Our Last Goodbyes. Same picture. Usually I like to write with my signature and my picture. That girl was me, my picture. This is called A Jewish Girl, which is about Anne Frank. And here's a picture with me in that dress that I love. And this one is called Premonition. This one I like. It's unique. It's called Vampire. I think I used a lot of the same pictures. See, that's me. And this is called We Were Homies. That's an interesting one. And I like this picture of me. This is a nice one. 4. I like that. And this one is called Dear Karen. And it's about Karen Carpenter, the late Karen Carpenter, who sadly died of an eating disorder. And this is a tribute also to the Carpenters, Richard and Karen Carpenter. And I have one of my favorite dresses, pink one with my pink bow. And this is a tribute song called Cats in the Cradle, Harry Chapin. I love Harry Chapin. He also died sadly. And that's my picture. Obviously I didn't write that one. Oh, this is called Butterfly, which is a nice one. Butterfly I like this picture. This is a good picture of me. And it says, I'm transgender. And this one I like. It's called My Name is Lacey. And again, this is with that beautiful dress that I like. So, you can see I love to write. I have so many. These are just the sampling of some of my writings. I have many. But it helps me cope. Keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble. And it's fun to do. You know, and I would suggest that anybody who is going through struggles, having emotional problems, or just needs to self reflect, or someone going through a crisis, or someone like me who's transitioning, that writing is a good sense of uh, finding out about yourself, and it allows you to get in touch with your your you. You get in touch with yourself, and it's very important to every now and then self-reflect, try to figure out what it is that is going on in your life. We all are going through things. We don't even know if we're going to be around tomorrow. It's like we just try to live each day and expect that another day will come. But we don't know the future. We'll never know the future. All we know is that we're here now. We should appreciate that fact. Live today to the fullest and realize that we should be appreciative because we don't know what tomorrow brings. And we have to be happy. And writing is something that's very important. So I think we all should learn to write and self reflect. That's a very important part of life. Hello, how are you? Those are my nephews. They're so cute. So it's very important to write and to share who you are and to live your life to the fullest and do what you think is the right thing to do. Good night. Good night. See you tomorrow. See you in the morning. The good kids. Well, that's my viewpoint. Everybody has a viewpoint. Everybody has theories about life and about, you know, philosophies. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a theologian. I'm not anybody special. I'm just me. Someone who likes to write, self reflect, share my experiences. Do I want to write a book? I would like to. Do I think it would help people? I think so. Um, I want the best for my son, obviously. It's not easy raising a child on the autistic spectrum. Every day is filled with worry, concern for the future. All I know is that I love my son and I will do everything in my power to help him. He means the world to me. I feel guilty at times because, to be honest with you, there were times when I was suicidal. I was extremely depressed. A lot of it had to do with my situation pre-transition and wondering if I will transition and being so confused about my life. I went through a lot. I lost my mother and my father to suicide. Well, I don't know if you could call it suicide with my mom. Basically, she just gave up. She lost the will to live. And when they hooked her up on feeding tubes, she didn't want to be hooked up. She just, as weak as she was, as weak as she was able to pull out the feeding tubes. And eventually she wound up dying. She actually starved herself to death. And sometimes I think of it as a suicide, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just know that she lost her will to live. She was only 50. She had just, she was 50. She was 50 years old. And then my dad, he died also tragically by suicide, uh, by, uh, by jumping in front of a train. It was horrible. And I don't know sometimes why things happen like that. You know, I don't know why I was born transgender. I don't know why my son was born autistic. I don't know why my sister had a boy who was born and died on the day of his birth and his death. I don't know why things like that happen. You know, if I go all out, I don't know why 9/11 happened. I don't know why the Paris attacks happened. I don't know why things happen. I don't know why the Virginia Tech shootings happened. Things happen, and it's horrible. And Virginia Tech was the school I went to for mechanical engineering. Sometimes I just don't understand life. You know, I want to see good in the world, not bad, not tragedy. I want good, you know? And that's why I feel guilty when I also wound up in the hospital for a suicide attempt. Not once, but 3 times. And I can't do that. But I'm much happier now because I am living as a woman. I think my depression was a lot because I was not happy. But now I'm much happier. Am I depressed at times? Of course. You know, transitioning is not a cure-all, but it has alleviated a lot of problems. If you're transgender, it's not an easy thing. It's going to be something that you're going to struggle with for the rest of your life. I don't wish it on anybody. But if you're transgender, you try to look at the good side, you know? There's a good side to it. I see it as a blessing in a way, because you get to see life through 2 sets of eyes, you know? You see it as a guy and you see it as a woman. And you can appreciate that. I can. Uh, and I'm happier as a woman, because I'm identified as a woman. And I like it when people say, "Can I help you, miss? Ma'am?" I like compliments. I like when people say, "Oh, I like your hair," or "You have a pretty dress." Makes me feel good. When I was a guy, I never got a compliment. You know, I was very shy. Now I'm more like social. I think it's important to blossom. And I certainly have blossomed more as a girl. And I'm much happier. And I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do everything that I plan in my life. I'm going to do the right thing, and that is to transition and to take good care of my son and family. Until the next time, bye. Love you guys. Emily, T Girl Angel.